Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Jeff, and we're back with another Super Worldbox War. Today we have the Dwarves, who are set up here, against the Elves, who are set up here. I made a couple changes since last time. Namely, I increased the amount of resources available, so rather industrious races don't run out as quickly. I also increased the starting food a little bit more just to help things out. I also made monsters peaceful because I feel like the wolves were making a pretty significant difference in the last war. So I just want to see the species murdering each other. I want to see good classic conflict. I don't want none of them animals running around causing problems. So without further ado, let's begin. So I gave each side 10 people to start with. And it's the same setup as last time. They are set up on a fertile soil and they have trees surrounding their starting area. So they got everything they need. The dwarves do like hills and mountains, but I've never seen them really do anything with the hills or mountains. So I don't think it's going to hurt them to be on a soil/forest. Although it might help the elves that they have forest because that's their preferred terrain. Maybe I'll try one where I replace some of these tiles with hills or stone or something. But for now, we're just going to roll with it, see what happens. I believe in the dwarves. If you ever played Dwarf Fortress, you know that dwarves can handle some crap. All right, let's do a time skip till people are actually a little established. Okay, I put it up to ×5 speed and gave it a couple minutes. The dwarves have a nice little road network, and they're building more east than the humans or orcs did. They're building much closer to the land bridge, which is interesting. I think that'll cause for a lot more frequent, a lot earlier skirmishes. What's interesting is the animals are running around like eating the available food. So, I don't know if that will cause problems or anything. I would think that the animals are still being hunted, so their populations won't grow out of control. There's only 44, 45 bees. So, maybe with maybe with time, the civilizations will hunt them down. Let's look at the elves. They have a lot of their tree homes and whatnot. And what's interesting, despite the elves' preferred land being forest, they're building exclusively on soil. I know I placed a lot of the resources on the forest patches, but there's forest over here, there's forest over here. Even down here, they're still just building on soil. That is something I did not expect. All right, let's look back at the dwarves. All right, let's give it a little more time, see what they do. Okay, it's been another minute. The dwarves are still growing strong, but the elves are up to 33 people already. That is huge. And they've got this, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming some kind of palace or something. I wish there was a way for me to see more details about stuff like that. Okay, so looking at the elves, they are maxed out as far as their population housing, but I'm sure they're just going to build more houses soon. They have King Ygolinar, or I assume that's a male. Whatever. Weightless, light as a feather. I don't know. Even ice won't break under them, so I guess they can walk on ice safely, and they're wise. It seems like the king or queen has a lot of effect on how quickly a civilization develops, which makes sense. Oh yeah, he's level 9, so I'm assuming he is just a phenomenal ruler. And over here we have Hadtorilla. I'm assuming queen. She is also level 9, also wise, but she is deceitful. So maybe that's why they're struggling. Maybe the queen's embezzling a little too much from the kingdom. Is it embezzling if it's a monarch though? Because I feel like they're allowed to just take whatever they want. Like there isn't really anything to hold them back from something like that. But yeah, no, the dwarves need to get a move on if they're going to catch up, because they are trailing by 13 people. All right, there hasn't been any conflict yet. Oh, and a little it looks like they just got a clan hall put up, so maybe that'll help them out. But I haven't seen any conflict yet, nothing going across this land bridge either way. So let's push time forward, and eventually they're not going to like being right beside each other, because dwarves actually hate elves in this game. Okay, so we have a problem here. It turns out the elves and the dwarves are actually really liking each other because their rulers are very similar. We can't have that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to force this kingdom and this kingdom to go to war. Let's just make them hate each other. Yes, rain that hatred upon them. And let's see if it worked. Oh yeah, they are at war now. So, what's the reason? Oh, okay, the reason they hate each other is because they're in war. And they're in war because I did it. So, that's what you get. Trying to be friends. Okay. Now things should get a little more interesting. Oh yeah, the elves are immediately coming across the land bridge, and the battle just opened up immediately. There is no hesitation. The dwarves don't seem to have taken too much damage in that fighting. But neither did the elves. It was a pretty small battle either way. Ooh. That brave warrior just took on like 10 people by himself. He died, but he died bravely. All right, dwarves, you got this. Don't let me down. I do mildly regret not giving them like hills or a source of stone. I might have to redo this battle afterwards. All right, we got the elves putting together a raiding party, and they are attacking the northeast part of the dwarves' territory. The dwarves are holding them back okay-ish, but they're doing a lot of damage with each raid. They just took out 3 buildings right there and 5 of the dwarves' population, but they're suffering a little too. Okay, a little bit of conflict here. Let's oh, I can't see them beneath the trees. Let's see what some of our warriors are wearing right now. See, we got Thair Tadiltila, who is going in completely by themselves with nothing but a copper spear. What an absolute badass. I will not remember your name there, but your dwarven civilization probably also will forget you existed. Because they'll all be dead soon. The elves, they at least have full copper. So that's a thing. But yeah, no, the dwarves are on the losing end of this by a lot. It's not even close right now. The dwarves don't even have a quarry set up. Now we have seen a comeback before from a similar situation between the humans and they finally got a quarry up. Maybe that'll help them out. But we saw similar struggles against between the humans and orcs, where the orcs were way behind and they came back. This is a bigger disparity though. Yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from this. It looks like King Yolganar of the elves was killed in the fighting. So they have a new monarch now. Let's look at who they got to replace him. Atato, a level 2 who is paranoid and weightless. Definitely not as good as his father was. Maybe it'll give the dwarves the chance they need to come back. A legendary ruler, like when Alexander the Great died, his kingdom immediately splintered to pieces. So maybe it'll be the same. And it does look like the dwarves have some breathing room that they have not had previously. Oh, they are continuing with the small raids though. Let's see. Wow, they are just sending people in with nothing. That person doesn't even have a weapon. This person has only a bronze axe. Yeah, no, the dwarves are not well equipped at all. And the elves aren't even equipping most of their people. Some of them have weapons. Yeah, most of them just have nothing on them though. At some point, I'm definitely going to have to make these battles bigger and give them more time to prepare. And that way they can develop like steel and other super amazing weapons and armor. Okay, this is definitely the death toll of the dwarves. So that elf raiding party is still acting up in here, and they are just obliterating the Dwarven Empire. Their capital is split in 2 with a whole just row of wreckage and destruction. The chieftain's hall is barely held out by the militia. Yeah, no, the dwarves are holding on by a thread, and the elves are thriving. Look at this beautiful palace. Yeah, this I cannot imagine them coming back from this. All right, let's see what you got, dwarves. Come on, prove me wrong. ×3 speed. It seems like the elves are pretty content to let them rebuild. That I feel like they could have just wiped them out right there, but they're choosing not to. Okay, we had a decent time skip there. The dwarves rebuilt a little bit, but the elves sent their next raiding party, and the raiding party is doing work. Oh, the raiding party is absolutely tearing the dwarves apart. Yeah, this is definitely the last death throes of the dwarven race. Good night. And the elves have taken the land. I don't think it's fair that the dwarves didn't have any terrain they like next to them. So I'm gonna redo this and give the dwarves some hills and mountains they can work with. Okay, perfect. One central city. Love to see. Oh wow, they are already fighting. They wasted no time. Oh my gosh. The elves just came in strong and wow. Oh, okay, there's nope. The elves have wiped out the dwarves completely and totally. That was instant. So, for anyone who's keeping track, that's elves 2, dwarves 0. I'm going to spawn in some more dwarves just because I want to see them do well. I am biased toward the dwarves, and that was a really short fight. So, let's go ahead and bring in a whole bunch of dwarves. That's probably more than is appropriate, but, you know, I don't like that early Zerg rush tactic. That's what you get, elves. Yeah, dang tree lovers. Okay, trees are great, but still, they're elves. I have to hate them. It's the law. Okay, so dwarves are putting together a new city. The elves are already expanding really big on 2 fronts. Yeah, no, dwarves. You best keep your noses to the grindstone. Otherwise, this is not going to go well for you. Okay, so the dwarves are taking over the entire southern part of the map and probably trying to keep their distance from these elves. It looks like the elves have consolidated into one kingdom, so that's good to see. And the dwarves, they are building up pretty strong. I think the stone is helping them some because I'm seeing more of these buildings with stone foundations. Whereas in the last battle, it was all like completely wooden buildings. Okay, we let a little more time pass, and the dwarves are building quite the society. Look, they have roads going everywhere. They have tons of houses, and they are staying. Oh, I was trying to say good things about the dwarves, but the elves are just reigning champs right now. Goodness gracious, it's not even close. It's been nice knowing you, dwarves. I was really pulling for you, but after this, y'all are going to be 3 losses to 0, count them, 0 wins. So yeah, the elves are probably going to be the definitive winners of this series. I might play around with the settings or with the environment a bit too, because half the environment is forest, which the elves are supposed to like. We just can't have the elves be the ultimate champions. But that will be future me's problem. All right, dwarves, you're up to 28 members. Isn't that great? The elves are up to almost 100. I'm sure everything will go swimmingly. So it does seem like they're at peace, so they do have more time to put together a society. I will be back when something interesting happens. Okay, I was letting time pass, and I noticed the king of the dwarves, Dune Agretaher, he has these legendary bronze boots. 10 extra damage, 10% accuracy, 9% armor. But oh my gosh, these things are incredible. Plus 100 health. That is amazing. That is the craftsmanship of the dwarves. See, they just need a little more time to get established because they have to make their stuff. That's totally why they got stomped. But as you can see, society is chugging right along. They have this great barracks set up. They have a stone quarry. And the elves have a sprawling metropolis of which is just dominating the entire planet. And I think there's about to be some border conflicts very, very soon. Because, yeah, the elves are just engulfing the area. Okay, a lot of time has passed, and the dwarves and the elves, they still freaking love each other. They are just best buddies. So we are going to fix that. I was trying to let them declare war naturally, but it has been over 100 years of them just playing nice. You can see they have a sprawling civilization. Look at that clan hall. That clan hall is massive. They also have this temple type deal that I've never seen before. And the elves, their buildings are all made out of stone. Their tree houses are covered with stone or marble or something. So yeah, I think now is as good a time as any to begin the war. You can see the dwarves are still much smaller than the elvish race. And let's actually look at who's in charge right now. All right, the queen of the dwarves, Marima, has an iron sword, an uncomfortable helmet, bad silver armor. Why are they giving their queen all this garbage equipment? Silver boots, and bronze ring and a steel amulet, but very nice materials all around. Whereas the king of the elves, or the queen of the elves rather, an epic stone weapon. It's stone, but still. Steel broken helmet. Again, they're giving their royalty just garbage equipment. I guess equipment degrades over time. That's the only reason I can think of for this. A copper ring and a heavy amulet. And yeah, so now we're going to see these longtime friends murder each other. Won't that be great? All right, I'm going to slow things down a lot because I feel like this is going to happen very, very quickly. Yeah, there's already some serious conflict going on. Okay, massive war right along the border. There are just houses from both sides being obliterated. It looks like the dwarves are getting the worst of it. It's hard to tell, though, with so much spread out fighting. But the elves are definitely digging deep into dwarven territory. Oof. And now the elves are coming across the river. Surprise attacks. The dwarves are all clumped off to the right, but there's a foray going into the left, into the smaller town over here. Okay, they've done some damage to Imiafa. And remember, these kingdoms can't expand. That was a second kingdom, or an enemy elven kingdom that established itself. And the elves conquered that as well. But this is a huge battle right here. Let's look at what kind of equipment they're using. Again, mostly just weapons. Oh wow, this person is decked out. Mithril boots, steel helmet, silver hammer. Yeah, this person is hooked up, and he's only level 2. They gave a level 2 really awesome equipment. Okay. The dwarves are holding their own defensively, but they're slow. They can't be everywhere at once. While the elves are running circles around them and just attacking where they aren't expecting, destroying their infrastructure. All right, the elves are swimming across the river again. Oh, there's just so many elves. They're coming out of the woodwork. Heh, see what I did there? Woodwork. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think the elves are gonna take it again. Ah, it's a shameful day for the dwarves. Another one for the Book of Grudges. Oof. Yeah, there's no coming back. The elves are just going to wipe them off the face of the planet. This tiny, tiny planet. Yeah, it's just cleanup duty now. And the dwarves, 0 to 3. And the dwarves are 0 to 3. They lost all 3 times against the elves. Ah, I hate to see it. Thank y'all for joining me. My name's Jiff. Please leave a comment if you think the dwarves have been done a great injustice in this battle, which they have. So, you know.